According to theblaze.com today, Meghan Markle wrote a letter to Congresswoman Nancy Pelosi and Senator Chuck Schumer to advocate, quote, for the U.S. to guarantee paid leave for American workers. Markle says, paid leave should be a national right rather than a patchwork option limited to those whose employers have policies in place, or those who live in one of the few states where a leave program exists. If we're going to create a new era of family-first policies, let's make sure that includes a strong paid leave program for every American that's guaranteed, accessible, and encouraged without stigma or penalty. She then states, no family should have to choose between earning a living and having the freedom to take care of their child. Libertarians are against government-mandated paid child leave programs. If companies want to voluntarily offer paid child leave to attract more and better workers, then a libertarian would support that completely. Business owners have a right to use their private property as they wish. Libertarians do not, however, support government-mandated programs like paid child leave because they violate private property rights. Libertarians believe that every human being has the right to own his or her own body and to own his or her material possessions that were acquired through labor or voluntary exchanges. Murder, theft, assault, and extortion are immoral because they violate private property rights. The idea that an action is only immoral if it aggresses against a person's private property is commonly referred to as the non-aggression axiom, or the non-aggression principle. The non-aggression axiom, or the non-aggression principle, is the foundation of libertarian philosophy. A government-paid child leave program is immoral because it is extortion, which is defined as the practice of obtaining something, especially money, through force or threats. Since these business owners are not voluntarily providing paid child leave, the government must use force or threats to coerce them into giving money to workers who did not earn it. Businesses that do not comply with the child leave mandates will be fined, which libertarians believe is theft. And if the fines are not paid, then the business owners will be led out of the building wearing handcuffs and incarcerated, which is violence. Libertarians like Murray Rothbard believe that private property rights are human rights. Therefore, any government programs such as paid child leave, health care, social security, etc., which many on the political left argue should be human rights, are simply methods through which everybody endeavors to live at the expense of someone else. The economist Walter E. Williams had this to say about government programs that are used to extort money from American citizens. He states, the immorality of these acts becomes apparent when one recognizes that Congress has no resources of its own. Moreover, there is no Santa Claus or Tooth Fairy who comes up with the resources. The recognition of the fact that Congress has no resources of its own forces us to acknowledge that the only way Congress can give one American $1 is to first, through intimidation, threats, and coercion, confiscate that dollar from some other American. If a private citizen did the same thing that Congress does, we would call it an immoral act, namely theft. If you would like to learn more about libertarian philosophy, consider reading Murray Rothbard's book, For a New Liberty, The Libertarian Manifesto, and Walter E. Williams' book, American Contempt for Liberty.